Welcome to I Said What I Said. I'm Brad Wakai. That's Tyson Gentri. We are back in the saddle. It's been a little bit. We've had a lot going on, folks, so appreciate you sticking with us and joining us for our U.S. Open preview, where we are in Oakmont, Pennsylvania, Tyson, the toughest challenge in golf. I think people like the Masters, people like the Open. For some reason, this might be my favorite golf tournament of the year. I love the U.S. Open just because how challenging it is and seeing these guys get frustrated like I'm out there golfing. And so Tyson and I are going to do what we normally do and give our outrights, give our placement picks, get out of here and try to make you guys some money. Are you excited for this one the same way you were the couple other two, or how are you feeling rolling into this one?
I think I'm always most excited for the U.S. Open, just like you. I think we've talked about this before, but like if you could win one, what one would you pick? And I think we're both, at least last time we talked, I think we were in agreement that it'd be the U.S. Open. But part of that's right because people like us can qualify. Like 60% of the field, comes from these qualifiers and all this stuff. But it is the toughest challenge in golf, and they say that every year. Then these guys show up and fire 500, 600 throughout a week, and it's like, God damn it, they're good.
And so if you're unfamiliar with Oakmont, we'll go through this real quick here. Super fast greens, right? Like everybody knows that. They're going to be putting on marble. That's what everybody's going to say. And they're going to be complaining. They're going to get a lot of, this isn't fair type of stuff. Who cares? Put your head down and grind. That's what you got to do to win this thing. What is Oakmont, right? It is probably one of the hardest golf courses, if not the hardest golf course in the country, because
before souping it up.
Before souping it up. And it's a 73, 72 yards from where these guys will be playing, par 70. So think about that. This is a monster of a track. You're going to have to be able to hit the ball far. The rough is insane. We know that tight little fairways too. I mean, we're talking 18 to 28 yards on average as the width. This is going to be a bear. Little bent grass green on the fairway, Tyson. Kentucky bluegrass rough. I mean, you're going to have like 5+ inches out here, which is insane. And then some Poa Anna on the greens, which is something to note here. Roughly stemp here 13 to 14. So how do you like that, folks? Like that's a little something to get wet your whistle. Last little preview here, just get you guys kind of tuned in. 1994. Let's go back that far. Ernie Els won here at score of 5 under. It had to go through a playoff, the classic 18-hole playoff, sudden death. Or I'm sorry. No, this was not the. I'm sorry, thinking here. Yes, it was the full 18 round, and they got rid of that. But Ernie Els beat Colin Montgomery and Lauren Roberts, both 5 under. Els shot a 74. Roberts shot a 74. Then they had to go to sudden death. That's what it is. 2007, Angel Cabrera wins at 5 over, beating out Jim Furyk and Tiger, who are 6 over for the tournament. And in 2016, Dustin Johnson won at 4 under, beating out Jim Furyk, Shane Lowry, Scott Piercy at 1 under. We are heading back here in this track. So, lot to dive into here, Tyson, from the outlook. Scotty Scheffler is obviously the popular name. Spoiler, Tyson and I don't have Scotty on our card. Why is that? You guys crazy? It's just a cash printing machine. Do you think, kind of weird as we were previewing, Scotty's going to win this golf tournament, yes or no? And there's gambling implications for that, but do you think he's going to win?
No. I just, golf is so hard, dude. And like the season he's had is incredible and the run that he's on is incredible, but it is like one of those things where he's almost reached the point where like your coworkers are like, hey, what's the deal, with this guy? There's 120 guys in the field. It's really hard to win professional golf tournaments. It's hard to be excellent all the time. But that being said, like he's got a better chance than everybody else. It's just when you are competitive, golf is impossible to just like run this stuff off. Dude, if Rory gets the career Grand Slam to start the season and Scotty has player of the year wrapped up by the middle of June, what are we doing?
It would be insane. So I'm with you. I just don't know if Scotty can win here. It's just so hard to dominate, and especially out here. And he's plus 280 as we're talking about giving out gambling picks. This track at a U.S. Open, like, God, you're going to have to give me something different. Bryson plus 700. He won last year. He's going to defend. It feels like he's always tinkering with his equipment, Tyson. We talked about it when we did our reaction for the PGA Championship. Since he's on LIV, he just kind of goes into the shadows and comes back a new player. And it's like, oh, hey, Bryson, what do you got going for us? So he said he's ready. He's got his irons a little bit more figured out. Bryson's going to be a popular name this week, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think he's got a good shot as well. But if he's spraying that ball around, I think it's going to be a long, 4 days. I like Bryson DeChambeau missed the cut, we'd be in shock. But he's also faded hard on Sunday, the last 2 major events. And so Is that a trend, or is that not enough data? I guess we'll find out if he's in contention.
And then the last two popular names coming in here, Rory, the career Grand Slam. Then you got the drama at the PGA, and then you just kind of keep that thing rolling. He hasn't played as well since. People talking about motivation. That was something I pointed out. John Rahm felt like he was a little bit back at the PGA Championship. So now he's a popular name here. So he's enjoying golf again. Well, if there's a place that's going to make you not enjoy golf, it's probably Oakmont. And so what do you think about those two coming into this one?
I'm not playing either one of those guys either. I would play Rahm before I'd play Rory, I think. I think Rory's made it clear to us. Hey, it's a little hard to get up for some of these right now. He's still basking in the moment, and that's okay. And then with Rombo, sure, dude. But every time we've seen him since he's left the PGA Tour, he's had a problem keeping the ball in the fairway too, and that's going to, supposedly kill you out here. That's the thing is 5-inch rough is great, and the ball's disappearing and all this stuff, until Brooks Koepka puts on a masterclass of just hacking the golf ball out of there, and these guys are up and down.
Yeah, so, okay. We gave you the popular names here, give you a little course history. Let's get into money-making time, Tyson, and actually talk about what we actually got our cash on here.
It's money-making time.
Here we go. 2 outrights each for us if you're following along here on YouTube. If you're listening to podcast form, we'll run through it. I'm taking Xander. I've taken him every single, definitely the last two, plus 2,200 on FanDuel. As I'm gambling here, who do I think can go toe to toe with Scotty? Who do I think can go toe to toe with some others at the top of the board? It would be Xander Schauffele. Now, he's not ultra long like Scotty or Bryson or Rory, and even Rahm, but I think he's long enough to compete here. He's an elite putter. I think he's going to be able to handle these environments. We've seen him be able to close the door when he has an opportunity. I think he's getting a little bit healthier. His game is rounding back in the form. So Xander Schauffele is definitely a play for me here at plus 2,200. And in the same ballpark, plus 3,000 over on DraftKings is Ludwig Aubert. Now, is this a stubborn play? Absolutely. I can't admit that it's not, because I've been playing this guy. And I also said that he was going to be the first-time major winner to win. But Tyson, this guy's a robot. This guy is long. This guy can play around, and I don't think he gets too frustrated with himself because he's just out there to play the game, and that's what you need here at the U.S. Open. So I think Aubert here at 30-1, if you're telling me like a couple years ago that you're going to get this guy at that price at a tournament like this, I think a lot of people would sign up for that.
Yeah, it kind of feels like if he doesn't win at Augusta, he just doesn't win one. And it's crazy. He's 25, and so like anything he can show up here and blow the doors off everybody. But I got to see it at a high level event outside of Augusta, to really believe it. But I'm on X-Fan as well with you. I think you said it perfectly. If the driver cooperates, Xander is in line to have a great week. He's got to hit fairways, and we've seen him do it time and time again. We haven't seen it lately, whether that's the ribs or the wrist or whatever else he's got going on. We'll find out. And then I'm reverse jinxing Brad. If Brad doesn't play Colin Morikawa and I do, Colin Morikawa gets the victory. Look, I think he's second on the PGA Tour in driver accuracy this season. We know the iron play is really good mentally. Like if he's all the way there, he has the game to compete here. And he's done it before at big events and majors. So I'm hoping to cast Colin at plus 2,500.
Yeah, this would be great. I mean, I'm a big Colin Morikawa guy, so is Tyson. And so, I mean, man, this would be a great story for him. And you want to talk about vaulting back into the conversation. And we're all of a sudden with 3, we're looking at these guys like, man, who's going to finish with the most? That would be something. Let's get to the placement market here. Again, not a big card. And Tyson, just for me, it's just hard at a place like this, at a U.S. Open, to be sitting there with multiple tickets and all of a sudden, the weather turns bad or the guy misses the drive and it's 4 days. And so I have 6 placement things that I'm confident in, and all of a sudden I'm only hitting one of them and I lose the rest. So I'm going to take a kind of a sniper play here, at least for me, where I do think Bryson's going to have a pretty good showing. I didn't take him to win, and we didn't do the without Scotty market here. We did that, or at least I did the past 2 majors. I'm just going to take him top 5 here and see if we can double the cash at plus 160. Go shop around on that number. That's the best I found at the time of recording. So I want a little Bryson action. I'm going to take him here at top 5. I'm going to also double dip with Ludwig and go plus 2, a top 10 at plus 260. I do think he's in contention. Now, if he doesn't close, he doesn't win, or if he backdoors something, we're getting almost 3-1, 2.5, over 2.5 to 1 on a top 10 for Ludwig Gobert. I think that's huge. And then I'm stubborn again here. Top 20, Victor Hovland plus 200. Everybody's talking about the scrambling. Oh, what happened to his game? You're going to give me that guy at this number. I mean, 2 years ago, he won the freaking FedEx Cup, for Christ's sake. And now all of a sudden this guy sucks. Like, I don't know what's going on. This market is pretty nuts. So I'm going to take a shot on Victor and we'll see what happens.
So I only have 3 placements because the last 2 majors I have been kicked in the balls on Sunday with my placements. It's been tough. I've had some untimely doubles, but I'm starting this off with Sepp Straka. I'm going to go top 10 here. This is a career year for him. He won in Philly last month. Like he played well at the workday, and look, he's been all around the leaderboard this whole season. So plus 320 for a top 10, including ties. I like it. Russell Henley, first of all, this number's hilarious at plus 188 for a top 20. This is a guy who, when golf courses get hard, Russell Henley finds himself at the top of that leaderboard, as evidenced by the fact that 3 of the last 4 years at the U.S. Open, he's been top 15. And I'm hoping for a repeat of that. I think he's been playing well this year, and he's a guy to keep an eye on at top 20. And I'm going, this is the U.S. Open, brother. Give me the ''𝐾𝐭. Give me Keegan Bradley. This is a guy that's played well time and time again in his career at big events. He seems to have found himself off the tee. Was he 7th at the Masters or T7 or the Memorial, and then he was top 8 at the PGA. If Keegan Bradley shows up and wins this tournament, dude, I would be over the moon.
That'd be awesome, especially leading into with the Ryder Cup, I guess, coming up, or is it the President? Yeah, Ryder Cup coming up. That'd be awesome. So any closing thoughts here? U.S. Open preview. I mean, everybody's talking about Scotty. We're staying away from that. I mean, definitely, if he wins this, we're on a historic pace. And go check out what we talked about last time. I mean, my goodness gracious. But kind of some closing thoughts here as we get out of here.
We have a 300-yard par 3. And if you can find a market for Siwoo Kim hole-in-one, that is the way to go. I mean, this is a guy that dominates these long par 3s, Brad. He's putting one in the hole on this. What are you hitting? You're hitting driver on a 298-yard par 3. What is your second shot? Are we going full 6? I'm rolling back to the bottom of that hill. I'm in trouble.
I'm hitting sand wedge second shot. I mean, because I'm either sticking up there and I'm on the green. Hopefully I'm using the putter, or I'm a little short and it's sand wedge, man. That's me. I
think, this is the – we're going to get so many. What would a 15 handicap shoot at Oakmont this week? The answer's higher than any of us would like to admit out there. I think everybody gets slaughtered. This is going to be an excellent week of golf, and I think you're going to get a lot of people complaining about the tournament conditions and all of that stuff. One thing to keep in mind always, they're all playing the same course. They're all playing the same course. If you got a problem with the greens, talk with the top of the leaderboard. I don't care that it's a par 70, Brad. It's a par whatever everyone else puts on their card, and so I think we're in for a treat.
Well said. I'm with you. I think it's going to be a fun one. Tune into that, and we'll be doing something after where we react to this. Like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss a single thing. Hopefully we make a little cashola. Tyson, I've had a good run picking some winners. We come just a tad short the past 2. Hopefully we get one of our guys home this time. Enjoy the golf. We'll be back with whatever breaking news on football, basketball, not quite sure, but definitely be reacting to this if you're tuning in for our golf stuff. And so we'll speak to you guys then at the very least. Till then, peace.